Coming to you live from the sleeper car of the Nintendo Download Express. Oh, I'm your host, Jeff Gerstmann. Wow, it's been a long few days. Long couple of weeks, really. But we are freshly back from the Penny Arcade Expo Eastern Edition, which was held last weekend in Boston. That's in Massachusetts. Fine city, heck of a city. And yeah, let's talk about the Penny Arcade Expo, huh? That thing happened. And you know, it's they something that is it seems like it's kind of pitched as, or you know, from the outside looking in, it looks like it's all types of gaming coming together. You know, you can head out to the expo floor, and you got publishers and game companies and stuff showing off their latest video games for consoles and such. And you know, there are rooms where panel discussions, including the well-attended NDX panel, are being held. And just want to say thanks to everyone that came out and got to talk with us about downloadable Nintendo products live and in person. So we had a great time there, and that was just great. To get to talk to you guys about you know, the video games that matter. And I feel like they were being underrepresented at Penny Arcade Expo. You know, like I said, you can find the show floor with these console, like, disc-based games, and the panel rooms where some people are discussing larger issues like, what does a community manager do, and how do I get hired to be a community manager, and how do I transition from a community manager to designer. Lots of great stuff like that. And you know, a lot of other rooms out there for people to explore around. They had a food court, at least 2 different types of fried dough being sold. And I thought the hot dogs were pretty good. Hamburgers, not so much. And the pretzels, hard as stones. But those hot dogs, not too bad. And then other rooms with, you know, just like a bunch of video game consoles set up, and then like a library system where you can go check out games and, you know, kind of get the consoles for 45 minutes. It seemed like there were just kind of a lot of people playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 there. And there was a classic arcade room, which was nice and dark, and they had a Space Ace machine, and that was pretty cool. A lot of machines from the Fun Spot in New Hampshire, which I checked out back in September. And the Fun Spot was a cool arcade. Went out there and took a look around. A lot of machines. You know, they kind of bill it as like a museum sort of deal with arcade machines, classics from the 80s and such. And it was nice, though some of the machines were not in great working order. In fact, they had a Donkey Kong machine there, and if you remember, the Fun Spot was an arcade that was featured in that King of Kong movie, which was focused around one of Nintendo's greatest games, Donkey Kong. And the Donkey Kong machine didn't work properly. Like, the buttons were not properly working. And I thought, well, it's downright sad. It's downright sad. You know, that's a legendary cabinet. Actually, did end up taking a trip back up. I don't know which direction it is. Back to New Hampshire to visit a new arcade that opened out there. The Pinball Wizard Arcade, I want to say it's called. It's in Pelham, and thought it was very nice. Very nice. Maybe not quite the selection of the Fun Spot, and certainly not the size. But you know, a lot of games. You know, pinball definitely well represented, including a lot of the newer machines that Stearns have been making, and that was nice. and I played the Family Guy pinball machine, and I don't like the Family Guy at all. I feel, if you told me, hey, we're making a Family Guy machine, I would say, what is it? Is it just Addams Family with Family Guy guys slapped into it? Because it's not like those guys ever had an original idea in their life. But it actually is a surprisingly original table. It's like a tiny pinball machine inside of this pinball machine with tiny flippers and a tiny ball, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. And they did have a Donkey Kong machine that seemed fully functional. So the New Hampshire arcade battle rages on. One thing I did not see a lot of at the Penny Arcade Expo for all the old arcade machines and Magic the Gathering and tabletop games and all this other stuff that was happening there, people dressed up as their favorite video game characters, I did not see one product that was available on DSiWare or WiiWare. I mean, Nintendo was even there, and they were showing off the Nintendo 3DSs, and they had some Wiis there as well, and they were running disc-based games on the Wii. And it's really shocking to me that this stuff isn't getting better promoted. I mean, it's a travesty, I would say. But never fear. Like I said, we did bring the NDX out there to PAX and delivered some of the gospel against a bit of opposition there. The heavy bias against these products continues, and it's distressing that we can't just all kind of get along like that. And as I said, a lot of people dressed up as their favorite video game characters. Your Commander Shepardses and your Chie Satanakas and so on. I did not see anyone dressed up as the Pukas from the Kissing Game. I didn't see anyone dressed up as Mommy, Daddy, Billy, or Sarah. I just the Puyus were nowhere to be found. And it was pretty sad. But with this week's releases, I think we can kind of retroactively count at least some of the things that were being handed out there to attendees, as allowing them to get into the spirit of DSiWare. And that's where we're going to start this week, with the latest releases for Nintendo's handheld, the Nintendo DSi, via DSiWare. Starting out with Plants vs. Zombies from PopCap Games. One player, rated E10+, E10+. Animated blood, cartoon violence. That's 800 Nintendo DSi points. Get ready to soil your plants! In the zombie zapping phenomenon from PopCap, a mob of fun-loving zombies is about to invade your home, and the only defense is your arsenal of home garden plants. That's garden, G-U-A-R-D-I-N apostrophe, not garden like garden. You'll have to think fast and plant faster as you fight the fun dead through day, night, and fog, in the swimming pool and on the roof. Dig into 5 game modes and get more zombie zapping action in 4 new minigames. You can even make your own zombie creation with the Zombatar TM. The fun never dies. It's like the Black Eyed Peas. Energy never dies. That's in stores now. Fergie, huh? Yeah. Tell me about it. Big fan. Huge fan. Gotta say. So if you're out there listening, please do write in. I think you have very pretty legs. I'd have to say, I think that might be the best written paragraph in Nintendo DSiWare's history. Nailing it with the puns. The fun never dies. That's a great that's the fun dead. The fun dead. Get ready to soil your plants. Home garden. That's wow. Well, that's a really strong start, and I hope that they didn't start the show with a showstopper, but let's move on. Rabi Labi. Rabi Labi. Rabi Labi? R-A-B-I space L-A-B-I. Rabi Lab. Rabi Labi. 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 Rabi Rabi Labi. Rabi Labi. Labi Rabi Labi. Because that doesn't sound right. First from Age Tech Incorporated. One player, rated E for everyone, 500 Nintendo DSi points. Rabi Labi. Rabi Labi requires teamwork, dedication, and the love of a great adventure. Alice is a spunky young girl who adores her fluffy pet rabbit named Rabi. Okay, if it's a rabbit, then it's probably wouldn't be Rabbi. R-A-B-I. It'd be R-A-B-B-I. One day, Alice was looking for Rabi and finally found him right before he jumped into a small hole in a tree. Without thinking twice, Alice jumped in after him. This is where their magical adventure begins. Alice and Rabi encounter intriguing animals and creatures that may lead them to the exit or stop them from escaping. Together, they will explore and discover things unlike anything they've ever seen before. They must work as a team to find the key and escape each area of the mighty labyrinth. Okay. So there's a labyrinth and a rabbit. Rabbit labyrinth. Rabi Labi. Rabi Labi. That's what I'm going with. I'm sticking with that. Rabi Labi, Rabi Labi, Rabi Labi, Rabi Labi. Both Alice and Rabi have their own unique abilities, and you must switch between them in order to complete each area and ultimately escape the labyrinth's grasp. The labyrinth awaits you. ... There's no Zombatars in that game. I don't know. 5-in-1 Mahjong from Sarasis Media. They're pretty extreme about it. That's all lowercase and a period separating the two words. So they just stopped listening to Front 242 records. Listening to goth industrial E.E. Cummings records. I like that guy's third album. Long enough to name their company. One player, rated E for everyone, 200 Nintendo DSi points. Play standard Mahjong without all the bells and whistles. Man, finally. I'm tired of all these bells and whistles screwing everything up. You can choose from more than 300 layouts or try different variations of the game. But that clearly sounds like a bell or a whistle to me. In Countdown, you only have 20 minutes to clear the tiles. With Remember, you can train your memory as every tile is only briefly visible. Don't dally in Shuffle mode. The board will rebuild itself if you don't make a match in time. In Match, you simply need to search for particular tiles. The tile images are strikingly sharp, making them easy to recognize. Choose your favorite tile design, plus enjoy the great soundtrack and high-quality animation that create an authentic gaming experience. Nothing says authentic quite like a Mahjong game that actually sounds like Shanghai. None of this actually sounds at all like Mahjong. I feel like I've had this conversation before. But they're just taking Mahjong tiles and not actually playing proper Mahjong with them. And there are probably no nude women under the tiles anyway when you get there. Rated E for everyone. Pshaw! So it's hard. That sounds nothing like an authentic gaming experience to me. Challenge yourself with a range of difficult layouts. If you are stuck, hints will help you out. All right, that's it for DSiWare, man. That's again, that's that's 200 Nintendo DSi points, which is not a large number of points, but to say just open without all the bells and whistles and then immediately run down the 5 modes and 300 layouts. I guess that they call that a deal. I guess they call that value. I guess they call it value. I don't know. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with this week's WiiWare releases and maybe talk a little bit more about the Penny Arcade Expo after this.
Lemon lime forever.
Soloing on the Mac with the patent pen. Under attack from a fuse and you know it's win. Gotta fight for what I want, but I never win. So I drive, ride all night. Eyes propped up so I can see the light. But underground is dark and moist. Black heart, black voice, the only choice. Locked down, stay locked away. I'm the type of guy ain't going to disappear for days. And I'm pretty sure that it's the only way. So go ahead and have your last array, oh hurrah. I don't want your body blah. All I want is you here riding in my car. When it's all lined up, we can go real far. Who's gonna save me from myself? You are no. Loco! Better than the rest, yes I am. This guy on your phone, I don't give a goddamn. No way he stretches me, and who wants to teach you how to dodge ball for free? She's one of the best, got her eyes on the cloak. Went back to Civic Coke, cause they've been there for low. Oh, yo, you're coming with, cause we gotta go. Heading back to the spot where the bass low. One, the night has just begun. Cover ship, cross town, touchdown, get spun. To the stereo up, get the whole block humming. Backyard party and nobody else is coming. The beat go fast, but I get down slow. From here to the stars, that's all I know. The beat go fast, but I get down slow. From here to the stars, yeah.
So I'll tell you about the time that the government told me what I can and cannot drink.
Government? The government of where?
The government of United Earth.
United Earth is not a government that would tell you what you can and cannot drink.
United Government Earth of the universe, man.
Well, that sounds like a whole bunch of mess to me.
That's a whole bunch of hogwallop.
If the way I see it, if what I drink is outlawed, only outlaws will have what I drink.
What do you drink, Pete?
No.
All right, we're back. Yeah. Smoking tunes there. Really just stuff just cooks. I don't mind telling you. Let's just get right down to business here, man. That's music leaves me all amped up and ready to go for WiiWare. First game is Light. Leet. Okay, it's the word light, but there are two I's. So either it's light or they're playing off the name of the Wii with the two I's there. So then you would pronounce it like you would pronounce Wii. So it'd be Leet. I don't know. It's from Studio Wall Jump. One player rated E for everyone, 500 Wii points. I think naming your game studio after a particular move in a platformer maybe kind of pigeonholes the types of games that you should be making, but I like wall jumps. I like triple jumps of any kind, really. Any kind of triangle jump, whatever you want to call it. Wall jumps are fun when mechanically done properly. You feel tough. You feel like a bad man when you're jumping off walls. When you're clinging, when you're sticking to walls and then jumping off those walls. There ain't nothing like that. I can't do that. There's some parkour master over here? No. I hope... Well, maybe Studio Wall Jump is just made up entirely out of people that are parkour fiends. That's probably it. It's rated E for everyone, 500 Wii points. Light is a unique, award-winning puzzle-solving game where you use colored lights, that's one eye, and shadows, 1A, to solve puzzles and make music. Each puzzle in Light is a unique combination of colored lights and targets arranged on a special board. If you completely cover a target with light of the matching color, the target will glow and play music. A puzzle is solved when all of the targets are glowing and playing music together. Every puzzle makes a different song each time you play. Non-stop mode in Light is a fast-paced arcade puzzle game that uses the same basic concepts you learn in Solve mode in a constant struggle for high score. Light also has a create mode to make your own puzzles any way you want. That's the way you need. And a share mode to send them to your Wii TM friends using the Wii Connect 24 TM service. Okay. That's, I don't know. That sounds like, not Osmos. What's the game I'm thinking of? Osmos? Is that the one with the music and you direct the lights around to... It sounds Osmos-esque. But I could be thinking of a different game entirely. Auditorium. That's what I'm thinking of. Not Osmos at all. But it's probably not even exactly like that. That's it for paid new releases on WiiWare, but we do have a demo. That's right. Those of you out there looking for a deal, well, this latest one is free, and wow, it's okay. All right, Mix Superstar demo version from Digital Leisure Incorporated. One player, rated E for everyone, 0 Wii points, but the full version is 500 Wii points. Think you can be the next big music star? Well, now you've got all the tools right at your fingertips with Mix Superstar. Create, mix, and record your own royalty-free musical masterpieces right on your Wii console. There are more than 1,000 dance, hip-hop, and techno loops included across multiple instruments like drum, bass, synth, guitar, and even voice tracks. Once you've got that next hit created, it's time to show it off. Mix Superstar allows you to export your music creations and download them to your computer so you can take them on the go. You can also use the Wii Connect 24 No TM Flagrant service to send those hits to your Wii friends who own the game and even collaborate on mixes. Also included is full support for both the Logitech registered USB microphone and the Wii Speak TM accessory sold separately, so you can lay down your own vocals. Nintendo registered Wi-Fi connection pay and play service even allows you to enhance your music creation experience with additional loop packs from a variety of genres. Now go on and make some noise. All right, noisemakers. That's available for you. Has some Digital Leisure, who is of course the company that has for the longest time held the publishing rights to Dragon's Lair and Space Ace and all that stuff, which were in that classic arcade room at PAX in Boston. Play some Laserdisc games. They got your back. They even at the Pinball Wizard there. They even had a Dragon's Lair 2 machine, which looked like crap. I think the only Laserdisc game I really appreciate. There's only a couple. It's probably like Mach 3 and Firefox, not the browser, though. The Laserdisc version of Firefox, the browser, is pretty good too. A little slow at times. It can be, it takes forever to kind of render the pages in some cases, but it's still pretty good. I don't think it supports HTML5, but it supports Clint Eastwood, so I support it. Is how that goes down. I saw a lot of downloadable games at the Penny Arcade Expo. Most of them coming out on the Xbox 360's WiiWare competitor called Xbox Live Arcade. And they put out their games on Wednesdays, like a midweek. It's already halfway through the week. I've already got, my weekend planned when it comes to Wednesday. That's too late in the week. That's crazy. Nintendo puts these out on Mondays, so you can spend the next few days kind of listening to this podcast and thinking it over and figuring out how you want to spend your money. So when the weekend rolls around, you go, all right, I'm ready to play some Light. Wednesday, what? But some developers seem to think that Xbox Live Arcade is here to stay. Saw some games that, man, with some really... I'll tip my hat. I'll tip the conductor's cap here to some of the developers who were there showing off some downloadable games, like Trapdoor with Warp. That was a very cool-looking top-down action stealth game, which I know when you fit those words together, it sounds... it doesn't necessarily sound like a great game, but the short demo they were showing looked pretty cool. You can teleport through walls and teleport into dudes, and it had this kind of top-down Metal Gear Solid 1 kind of look to it in spots, or even original Metal Gear if you wanted to take it all the way back, but had definitely a more modern graphical style than that. And on top of that, you're a crazy lab creature with powers, and you can make guys explode. So that's it's definitely got its own unique thing going on. I thought that was really cool. Of course. Bastion was there, and they have recently signed a publishing deal with Warner Brothers. So, same people bringing you Batman Arkham City and Mortal Kombat, which are games that'll be on disc, I guess, are going to bring you this downloadable game, Bastion. and that seemed pretty cool. Of course, we've been talking to those guys for a very long time as they develop their game, and it's good to see them doing some business, making some things happen. That game is going to be out this summer, and fingers crossed that with a big publisher working with them, that hopefully they'll get to bring that game to WiiWare. I think right now it's only scheduled to come to this Xbox Live arcade and the personal computer, Windows machines, Windows computers. But I suspect that this is just kind of a trial run, and then when they can get their chops together and get their act together, then maybe they can bring it to the platforms that matter, like WiiWare, and maybe even do a downloadable, portable version for DSiWare, or maybe even bring it into 3D for the 3DS. Who knows? 3DS was there on site. They were letting people play a few of the games that are coming out at the end of this month on the cartridges, of course, and a few of the digital games that'll come with the system. I believe were being shown there. The augmented reality cards and such. Face Blaster, not whatever they are now calling Face Ace, might have been there too as well. I didn't get a very close look at it, but that thing's coming out very soon. I suspect that we're going to have our hands on a Nintendo 3DS very, very shortly, and hoping to be able to talk about that very soon. And that should be interesting to see how that stuff all works. It's one of those things that you only see it in fits and starts, but it takes you really getting a hold of one and putting it through its paces and using it for a week, living with it for a while, spending hours staring at that screen, making your eyes scream until you can really say for sure what that thing's all about. So I'm looking forward to doing that. What else? Penny Arcade Expo, huh? Trenched was there. That's a pretty neat game for Xbox Live Arcade, and Microsoft's putting that out. So I guess maybe not coming to WiiWare, so maybe it doesn't matter so much. But maybe they'll do a downloadable. Well, it is downloadable on that Xbox. Maybe they could do a phone version or something. Those Windows guys have telephones too, so maybe make it come to that. That game's got style and interesting hats and the ability to salute at will by pulling it's a trigger, they call it on the Xbox controller. A trigger, of course. Make everything sound like a gun, right? Trigger, very tough to salute when you're in the lobby getting ready for a cooperative game. So that looks interesting. Of course, it's not available on WiiWare, so I'm sorry to be delving off into this side territory of stuff that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But this is just maybe a look ahead at these games that are coming out on these kind of junior varsity platforms, and eventually will hopefully come to Nintendo's WiiWare or Nintendo's DSiWare or even Nintendo's 3DSware. I think any one of those games could be a solid fit for that. So good luck out there, guys, and hope you make it to the big leagues someday. Well, the rest of the time we had our panel and talked about the latest in Nintendo downloads, and that was a real thrill, I think, for all of you who attended. And I had an okay time as well with that. And then, of course, the NDX bar meetup, had everybody out, bought some drinks for some of you NDX fans, which I don't remember a whole lot about that. At one point, I was eating Chinese food and got a bit of a curry stain on my track jacket. And that's I should probably pull that out of my luggage and figure out what I did with my stain sticks and see about getting that out of there, because that's troubling. It is a white track jacket. And that could be trouble. I don't like no one likes a stained track jacket, as far as I can tell. And yeah, it was great to get out and talk to so many of you about the issues facing Nintendo's downloadable platforms, which, there aren't many, but it's good to still kind of, look ahead at, things that Nintendo could be doing better, I think, with their platforms. But, like I said, in very short conversations, if you're talking about the shortcomings of WiiWare and DSiWare. Gosh, what else, flew on some airplanes, I read some books, didn't want to, of course I'm constantly playing all the DSiWare that comes out, and I just, didn't want to burn out on it, as if that were possible, right? But just thought I would take it easy, read some books, some paper, look at some paper. And that's how I spent most of my airplane flying time. And overall, it was a great trip. I'm looking forward to PAX when it comes to Seattle. It's a closer trip, shorter train ride, which is nice. That flight to Boston, it can be tricky. Flying on airplanes, not the luxurious spectacle that maybe they once were. Now it's you probably get more legroom on a Greyhound bus at this point, and especially, man, United Airlines. Wow, I've been flying some Virgin Airlines lately, and their planes just seem newer and more technologically advanced. You can get on Wi-Fi, which is great because I think you could probably get your DS up and running there if you want to play some video games or download some new stuff. I think you could probably get the browser open and hopefully connect to that stuff through all that. I think I haven't tried that for myself, but that's usually I'm always so loaded up with the latest releases that I'm never in a pinch where I'm like, oh, I wish I could download something here on the plane. Because I've already got all this stuff, but you guys maybe experiment around with that and see how that works out for you. And I think that's going to just about do it. Of course, we do want your emails. We would love to hear from you at ndx@bxr.me. So do drop us a line and tell us what you've been playing lately on WiiWare, on DSiWare. What you're looking forward to on the 3DS downloadable services, of course. Those are going to be launching in May. So, we'll get plenty of time to spend with the system and see how it works and really, test out every single feature it has to offer and really just put it through its paces and get it ready for the eShop. I know I can't wait. I'm sure, a lot of you out there in the same boat as me, just dying to see how the eShop comes together. And of course, being able to transfer over these DSi purchases will be nice too, because, you end up with a copy of Rabby Labby, or Plants vs. Zombies, and, you want to transfer those over to the handheld you're going to be using. And of course, that handheld is going to be the 3DS. So, when we get that transferability, I think it's going to be really great. And, I'm sure we'll all be carrying two handhelds for a while, one to get our downloadable DSiWare and then one 3DS just to, get used to carrying it around until they start releasing games for it. And that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I don't know that my pockets are big enough for both. I got a backpack. I can, put them both in there and see how that works out, I suppose. But, well, we'll have to wait and see, but hopefully not too much longer. I'm hoping to be able to talk to you guys about the 3DS a little more in depth next week. And until next week, I think we're going to drift back off here in the sleeper car, maybe head over to the bar car, knock a couple back, and get back in here. Oh, man. Get a little shut-eye. Got to recover from that East Coast swing. It really took a lot out of us going out there, but it's great to be back here in the saddle, in the driver's seat, and in the conductor's chair to talk to you guys about the latest in Nintendo downloads. This has been the Nintendo Download Express for March 14th, 2011. I've been your host, Jeff Gersman, and thanks again for listening. Again, please do write in ndx@bxr.me. We live and die by your feedback.